Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're, of course, happy to welcome the Ukrainian delegation led by President Zelenskyy. We had a number of fruitful conversations, a number of things for us to follow up and work on. And fundamentally, the goal is, as President Trump outlined it, we want the war to come to a close. We want the killing to stop, but we want to achieve a durable, lasting peace, not the kind of peace that's going to have Eastern Europe in conflict just a couple years down the road. So we had a number of good conversations about how we might accomplish that together, and certainly we'll have many more in the days, weeks, and months to come. President Zelenskyy. President Zelenskyy.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Very briefly, I think Vice President said everything and absolutely correct. We are very thankful for American support. President Trump, we have good conversation today. Our first meeting, not last, I'm sure, and really what we need to speak more, to work more, and to prepare the plan how to stop Putin and finish the war. We want peace very much, but we need real security guarantees, and we will continue our meetings and our work, and we will be very happy to see General Kalak also in Ukraine in this closest time. Thank you, Vice President, for meeting. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you so much.
Move forward if Ukraine is not ready to come to the table with Putin. If Ukraine is not ready to speak with Putin at the table, how do you move forward? Will you still negotiate?
Well, look, I think the way that this conversation moves us forward is, first of all, you have great members of the Ukrainian delegation. You have our incredible Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, here. We have General Kellogg. It's important for us to get together and start to have the conversations that are going to be necessary to bring this thing to a close. That's all I'm going to say for now, because I want to preserve the optionality here from the negotiators and our respective teams to bring this thing to a responsible close. Thank you all and have a good night.
What is the timeline?
Of course, we're going to talk about NATO, and particularly the President's desire to see NATO spend a little bit more resources on defense. And I know that's something Secretary General Rutte agrees with me on. We're going to talk, of course, about the Ukraine-Russia conflict and how to bring it to a negotiated settlement. And I'm sure we'll talk about some other areas of cooperation, too. I mean, my high-level argument to these folks is, look, Europe is, of course, a very important ally of the United States. NATO is a very important military alliance, of course, that we're the most significant part of. But we want to make sure that NATO is actually built for the future. And we think a big part of that is ensuring that NATO does a little bit more burden sharing in Europe so that the United States can focus on some of our challenges in East Asia. So,
Europe stepping up, the European part of NATO stepping up, you're absolutely right. It has to be done. We have to grow up in that sense and spend much more. We also have to discuss the defense industrial base. Of course, this is a problem we have both in the US and in the rest of NATO. We are simply not producing enough. We are not keeping up with the Russians and the Chinese. And then, of course, Ukraine. How to bring Ukraine to a lasting peace. And no Minsk again, so it has to be lasting. Putin should never try it again. And how to get him into a place of maximum strength.
great. Likewise. Thank you, see you. Thank you.
Mr. Vice President, do you believe Ukraine should join NATO?
See you guys.
Should Europe be involved with?
Great. Well, hello, everybody. We're happy to host the UK delegation, led, of course, by Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who I've known for a little while here. And obviously, we have a lot in common. The special relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States will remain very strong. We're going to talk about something that he and I spoke about a couple of years ago when we met, which is our shared belief that Europe really should take a bigger role in its own security. And I'm glad the Foreign Secretary agrees with me on that. I think there are a lot of other issues of common agreement. I'm sure we'll talk about Russia, Ukraine as well. But Mr. Foreign Secretary, it's good to see you. Welcome. Thank you.
Very good to see you. The special relationship, the Anglo-American relationship, is more than just an alliance. It's a covenant.
That's right.
Between two partners, and we're very pleased to be your partner across the sea. Last year we met, we were both in opposition. We were talking about growth in our economies. We were talking about the problems we've got with controlling our borders. And of course we were talking about European security. We're committed to increasing defence and encourage our friends across Europe to do the same. And of course, we've got important issues to discuss on Ukraine and how we support Ukraine in this tough moment, and also broader issues of UK-US security.
Wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you all. Good to see you.
Do you think Russia should rejoin the G7?
Take care, guys.
Well, if you talk about Gaza,
I wanted, given the attacks yesterday, to offer my condolences from my wife and I. Munich is a beautiful city that we've actually visited before, both on work but also on vacation. So very, very sad for what's happened, and wish everybody the best as you guys recover and try to care for the victims and their families. And we'll have, I think, a good conversation about how to move the relationship forward and cooperate on some areas of shared interest. As you all know, one of the things that the President and I really believe is that Europe is, of course, a very important ally for the United States. We also think it's really important to recognize that in the future, we think Europe is going to have to take a bigger role in its own security, and obviously Germany, being the biggest economy in Europe, is going to have a major role to play there, and so I'm sure we'll talk about that as well.
Thanks for your condolences. Just returning from the place where the attack was taking place yesterday. Indeed, there is a need for an exchange. We are opening a new chapter in our transatlantic and our German-American relations. I experience now 25 years of these relations intensive relations between Germany and the United States of America. Roots in Germany, sure. Connected to his family history. So therefore, I'm sure you will present us your ideas, and we will bring us out.
And now we'll hit the private conversation, so you guys have to leave. But it's good to see.
With Ukraine today, sir.
Well, let's see. Take care, guys. Thank you.
President Steinmeier, is Elon Musk wrong about the AfD?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
So, are you from?
I'm from the part of Germany which is quite similar to your home region.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the west of Germany, hard to the border to the Netherlands.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Thank you.